You're riding high in April, shut down in May. And I know I'm gonna change that tune when I'm back on top in June. Wait, quick check. How many of you here thought I was gonna start by singing? Same expectations my relatives had. But to be honest with you, before I begin, I have to mention I am a little nervous. That is strange for somebody who sings in front of strangers all the time. But we do what we have to. Before I begin, I'd like to mention that today I'm here not in front of you as a musician, but as a person who's gone through many changes himself. I'm going to tell you how music exactly changed how I lead my life for the better. I was born in a house where people had too many opinions, joint family, big love, bigger noise. I was born and raised in the city of joy, Calcutta, and then you know what happens when you're in a joint family. Too much food, too many opinions. But zero, zero musicians in the family, except my aunt. She sings beautifully. And like many artists before her, life happened, responsibility happened, and singing quietly exited the chat. I did not know it then, but I was watching a dream get paused indefinitely. Myself, I was obsessed with guitars since I was 4 years old. I used to tell my mother that please, I want to learn guitar. And the first time I actually told, people that I want to learn guitar, they smile like how adults smile when a child says they want to become Batman. Very supportive, but very fake. I bothered my mom so much that she finally went looking for a teacher, and all of them said the same thing: he's too young. They were right, because guitar strings are brutal, they cut into your fingertips, they make you bleed, and a 4 year old's fingers are not meant for that. But then one young man was willing to take a chance on me. And from then on, it completely changed how I look at things. Not learning music, but learning this, that every you can't is basically a dare. My music career began pretty early, as you can see. I was 4 years old, as I mentioned, when I started learning guitar, but I did not start with the theory. I started with 60s and 70s Bollywood classics before I even knew what a scale was. And to be honest, they had a crucial part to play in the way I listen to music. They shaped my ears and then they made the man I am today. I have to go back to early childhood now, talking about my music journey. Before all of it began, I was in a convent school. So naturally, there was a lot of morning assemblies, instruments, choirs. Singing was involved all the time. And naturally, as I mentioned, I got into singing. But my real performance was in my bathroom. Every shower, when I tell you, every shower was a sold out show. So much so that my neighbors would wait for me to shower and then tell my mom the next day, "Aaj bhi acha gaya." But then I did not know it. But that was my first fan base. Ever since then, I haven't looked back. As I mentioned, I started singing in school because I was in my school choirs. I would sing before my school began. There were sessions happening then. There were sessions happening after school. And my most favorite ones during school, because that would mean I would get to miss my value education classes. Small wins. I was always at the back, always invisible, always reliable though, playing the guitar for my school band. The seniors, they had center stage, they had whatever they need. They sang the big parts, they led the band, And I was just there in the background, invisible. I did have a good voice though, not outrageously good, but I sang well enough. But, you know, hierarchy is a funny thing, even in music. One fine day before a competition, my senior fell ill, and my teacher looked at me and said, Jeet, you are going to sing. I was like, okay, why not? This is my chance. That man took a chance on me. We went to the competition, we won it, and then I have never looked back ever since. Countless inter school, inter college competitions, and we have won it all. All because one man decided that he could take a chance on me. God bless that senior though. His viral fever changed my life. Ever since then, a lot of things happened. The worst thing that can possibly happen to mankind happened, at least for my generation. Any guesses? You're right. COVID 19. It was bad, very bad, just how it was for millions around the world. But for me, it was for different reasons. I had no creative outlet anymore. No stages, no competitions, no music, no band performances. And creativity with no outlet is a dangerous, dangerous thing. So I did what everybody else did. I turned to the internet. I started posting short covers on YouTube. One of them actually is still the most watched cover, my first cover that I posted. And then I did not look back. I kept posting, I kept posting, and I kept posting, but there was still something missing. Let me tell you something. My first song that I sang publicly was Hero by Enrique Iglesias. And that wasn't for art, that was for romance. I wanted to impress a girl. Grade 5 and I wanted to impress a girl. And let me tell you something. Romance. Romance is still the most powerful marketing strategy I have ever used. Now coming back, I started posting as I mentioned. TikTok was banned. Instagram Reels just started. So I thought, why not? Let's give it a shot. And I kept posting and I kept posting short covers. It was just me, my camera, and my guitar. That is it. You know, the funny thing about Instagram is that you can keep posting and people can share it on their stories and anybody can view it. You don't actually need to follow the person. Well, the girl that I mentioned, I did not follow her. She did not follow me. But we had mutuals. You know, you have to play the long game. You have to be nonchalant about this. So, and that's what I did. I started posting covers, short covers, and I kept going. People started liking it, so I started posting more. And it got shared more. And it gave me an immense amount of confidence. 100,000 views, 500,000 views, 600,000 views, a million, 4 million, trending. I talked about things, I made videos on things, about everything under the sun. Memes, trends, science versus commerce, women and how ridiculously strong and beautiful they are. And all of that happened, but that still made me doubt myself. Something was missing. I did not want to be content that people enjoyed and forgot. I wanted to be remembered forever. So I thought, why not put my own twist to it? I started posting Hindi renditions, point of view versions, writing songs and lyrics of songs that are already existing. And that did even better. 1 million likes, 12 million views, artists that I looked up to complimenting me and appreciating my work. And I thought, if I can make existing songs resonate with the audience this much, what if I start posting my own songs? And that's what I did. That's where my singing journey began. I started posting my own songs, and then the rest is history. 3,000 reels on that audio, trending all over social media, and then As we speak right now, I think it's already hit 100,000 on Spotify. Life is funny like that. As I keep going, there's one single pattern that you'll be noticing. It's all about the process. Let me ask you something. If I ask you, what do you want out of life? And if you tell me, I just want to have a nice job, a great family, and live a carefree life, I think that is so expected and that is so normal that it's boring. And it's very, very outrageously mediocre. And that's fine though. But let me tell you how you can be different. Moving on, if I ask you what you want out of life, and then you actually tell me you want to be rich, you want to be famous, you want to be popular, you want to be loved, you want to have relationships, you want to fall in love, and you want to be a total baller to the point that when you walk into a room, people part like the Red Sea. I mean, I wouldn't blame you because that is being honest to yourself. That is being part of the process. You have to keep your inner child alive. None of us have it all figured out, not even myself. We're all that draft version, that in between version, and we're always going to be incomplete. It's always about moving on to what's next, moving on to what's there for you. Talking about my music journey, there have been days where I've thought that I should just give up. But now, when I'm right here in front of you and I tell you, I'm Jeet and I'm a singer songwriter, it finally feels aligned. Not too outrageously good, but just honest. And I think honesty is the best thing that you can probably have about your craft, no matter what you do, no matter what form of art you're in, no matter what line of work that you're in. You have to be honest to yourself. You have to want to get up in the morning the next day, look into the mirror, and see the best person there. Talking about my music journey, again, it hasn't been easy. It hasn't been easy at all for me. I have been bullied, I have been made fun of, and I'm still here in front of you. 10 years ago, if you told me that Jeet is going to be here talking at TEDx, I wouldn't believe you. I would even ask you what would it even talk about? But then things happen. You have to keep going, you have to keep trying, and that is what life is all about. It's all about that process. It's all about being that version of you that you aspire to be. My lock screen right now is hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. I believe talent is God gifted, but hard work is something that's still in your hands. If you tell me right now that I have to compete with the best singers in the country, I might not be as talented, and I'll be brutally honest. But if you tell me, am I going to work as hard to be at par or better? 100% yes. I'd do it 100 times more. And that is all it's about. I've spent countless days, countless nights thinking where my life would lead me. Right now, when I tell you that my name is Jeet and I'm a singer songwriter, as I said, it feels all aligned. And it's all part of that process. The process that I keep talking about, that is the most vital thing. You're not there yet, but you will definitely be there for sure. I've spent countless nights, countless days to be where I am right now. So before I leave you with this thought. Do you think that you owe yourself and the version of you that you have right now to anybody? Your teachers, your friends, your pet dog, your pet cat, fish, I don't know. Your older version of yourself? Nah, I don't think you owe yourself that. You owe yourself the best possible version that's there and that's waiting for you on the other side of the line. And that is what it's all about. Countless manifestation journals, vision boards, blood, sweat, tears, my parents' hard work, and I'm here finally. And I'm telling you, if I can do it, then why can't you? Because my name is Jeet Basak, and thank you for coming to my TED Talk.